Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Yapper Therapy. My name is Prax, and please do not mind my very messy room because I have been extremely lazy to clean up or to even find myself a good location to film the video, film the podcast. But I have been very busy lately, and I know that's an excuse. That's not an excuse for me to stop recording my podcast, but I have. But I am back now, which is the main point. I am back, and I have been very um I don't know how to explain it. I've been very confused of what to really talk about, but I think I have a good idea because what I wanted to talk about today is something I've been really thinking about for the last couple days, I guess. I I don't know, when you have those like Snapchat memories or like Google memories, like look what happened 7 years ago, or like 5 years ago, 2 months ago. They really jogged my memory lately. And I got these like pictures from 7 years ago, I guess. Yeah, literally 7, 8 years ago. And I was kind of like, when you look at yourself from that time ago, of course you're nostalgic of like the body you had. That's me. But you're also nostalgic of the person you were at that time, I guess. And getting those memories from Snapchat lately has been really got me really like thinking about the person I am today, the person I have become. And it's overwhelming to think about the person I am today. I guess I'm different, definitely different than I was, definitely different than I used to be. In some ways good, some ways bad. It has been a journey though. I mean, if I want to talk back to like 5, 6, okay, like 7, 8 years ago, the person I used to be, I was definitely different. Like I think from the longest I can remember of my childhood, I've always been a very insecure person. I was not confident at all. My social anxiety is was so bad that I don't even have any words to explain my social anxiety. I was very shy to speak to people. I would be shy to even go out. I made friends very quickly, but it's also something that was very rare. Um but mostly I think my childhood was just filled with being very insecure and doubting myself a lot because I feel like I didn't, for the longest time, I didn't define the person I was. I think people defined the person I was. It was kind of like I didn't know who I was. I needed others to tell me who I was, whether it be friends, close friends, family members, boyfriend. I think it was just really that time where I don't think I knew who I was, I guess. And I was very easily influenced, like let's say my best friend, boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. Like it was very easy for me to be influenced because I didn't trust my own instincts in that sense, I guess. I didn't trust my own instincts, and whatever other people expected of me, whether it be good or bad, I think I would just do it without having the conscience of like, am I doing something right or wrong? And so that affected a lot of my life because me not knowing who I was, not knowing the person I was, what my values, beliefs, things were, and being that easily influenced means having to kind of switch between different personalities, which was quite difficult, I guess. And having that many people in my life expect different things from me was really, I guess, stressful. It was really stressful, I guess. And so when I moved to the UK, I was away. It was like a fresh new start, like new beginning, because none of the people I had in my life were there when I moved here, except for like my family, but that's different. I say like if societal influence, friends influence. So all those things together, I feel like when I moved to the UK, I had to kind of rebuild myself. And I was extremely anxious. Like I was way more insecure than I ever was because a new culture, new personality, new mindset. I was different, definitely different. And going to a public school in the UK did not help because I had a whole big cultural clash, I guess. Even like people I knew here, cousins, family, I felt like I couldn't really fit in. And I didn't know how to be with them, I guess. That's the main point. So my insecurity took over me and I felt like I kept doubting myself more. I kept thinking like, oh, everyone's talking about me. My social anxiety, my general anxiety, everything just kind of like overtook the person I was. And I yeah, I think it was well into university that I felt that way because when I realized rebuilding myself when I moved to the UK was not enough, I had to move from London to somewhere else to rebuild myself again. Like I feel like moving locations became a very weirdly like a rebuilding myself escape like mechanism for me. That's also one of the reasons why I love traveling because I feel like, oh, a new country, no one knows who I am. It kind of feels like it's a mindset, I guess. But even when I went into universities, my I always felt like everyone speaking to me and everyone was very I don't know. I felt like everything I was doing was wrong because I was like, oh, everyone else thinks I'm wrong, and if someone said that I was not doing great or I'm doing something wrong, I took that so much to heart that it absolutely shattered me. And so I mean, for the longest time I can remember, I used to be like that, and it was painful being me. It was absolutely painful to be the person I was, and then afterwards when I joined therapy I realized that you know speaking about things that happened to me, a lot of stuff opened up in front like came up in front of my therapist, and I realized I didn't even know that I had trauma from some things that at that time or up until the moment I said it out loud were actually a trauma. I just thought it's just stuff that happened in life. And so I got to like understand why the way I am. Like, why am I the way I am? And I don't think I truly fully understand, but a part of it at least I understood. And things that happened in the past somewhat defined me. And I feel like after going to therapy for that, I started to think about it and started to realize that self love is so freaking important because otherwise you're just gonna be someone you're not, and you're going to be aware that you're someone you're not, but there's nothing you can do about it because you've come that far and you're just thinking like, oh, I've already got no personality of my own. I'm already doing what other people expect me to do, so why not, why stop now? So for me, like, I think that was my point where I was like, okay, I'm not going to let other people or even the past me define who I am now. And so I started working on myself. It was those little things like gratitude, stuff like, like going from the mirror, telling good things to myself. Because I clearly remember when I was younger, I would look in the mirror and say horrible, horrible things to myself. Like, honestly, I saw this video the other day that said, like, oh, if you spoke to your friends the way you spoke to yourself, would they stick around? And I think that was such a powerful line and something I could really resonate with because if I spoke to my friends the way I speak to myself, no one is gonna stick around. People are gonna hate me. They're gonna think I'm the most meanest person in the world, and that says a lot, right? And so for me, that moment, taking those little steps, like instead of saying horrible things about myself in the mirror, I said good things about myself in the mirror. I put like little smiley faces, little words of affirmation for myself. And here's the thing, right? Even as a child, I've always been the type to care for others. I have always been nice to others, well, for the most, unless like that little mean girl um life I had in the, I think it was like secondary. but past that, I've always been the type who treat others the way like I wish to be treated, I guess. So I would always be nice. My love language was all of them. Like depending on the person I was with, I would always my love language. It's not even like a relationship, like any kind of like friendship relationship I had, let's say cousins, friends, family, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. I would always have that theory where I would just treat them the way I wish they treated me. And so, um, that phase, having that phase, and then kind of going past it and then being so insecure of myself, I decided that why should I treat others so well and treat myself so shit. So I started those again little affirmation things, try to like I did go into a lot of shopping, like shopper therapy kind of situation where I would buy stuff for myself quite a lot. But even though I went into debt, did like was bad with financial decisions, I actually really liked pampering myself. And I don't know how, like, I would say, like, whole of university life, I was so much into self love that I feel like I've absolutely spoiled myself because I've never been a spoiled child. Because with my family background and everything, I've never had the luxury of being a spoiled child. So now I am literally self spoiled. Like, I would buy myself the most ridiculously expensive things, and I would do things that make me happy without even thinking about it. But you know what? I'm actually so proud of it because that way I don't rely on others to bring me happiness anymore. Because now, if I want to, buy myself a ring, let's just say, I would buy myself a ring. If I want someone to take me on a trip, I would go on a trip. And things like these, right? These little changes I've brought into my life made me so much more confident. I feel even like when it comes to like an argument, let's say, for so long I've been so, I don't know, suppressed, I guess, because whenever I would have arguments, let's say my past life, but let's say if people from my past, every time I had like like an argument, I didn't even have the voice to defend myself. So I just agreed or just didn't say anything or just kind of cried. But now, whenever I get into an argument, I feel like most of the time it's just me defending myself a lot, and it's become automatic because I've never defended myself when I was younger, to being the person I am now, to defending myself a lot. And again, as I was saying, good and bad sides, definitely one of the bad sides was what bad sides is that I sometimes defend myself a bit too much. Like I put given excuses, or I what sometimes if I did something wrong, I get very defensive about, oh, I didn't mean to, and that's not my fault. But that change, like, I'm not saying, oh, I've had the best progress, I'm like absolutely perfect. I'm still imperfect in so many ways, of course, and I'll never be perfect. Not no one will. But being in that journey where coming from someone who's so insecure to someone who is very confident in their personality and their beliefs, I guess, is not, has never been that easy. It's not been that easy. It's been extremely difficult. It took so much um breaking down, so much, like, it was a roller coaster. Like some days I would be very confident in myself, some days I'd be very bad, and like I would really be un- mm, sorry, what was the word for opposite of confident? Unconfident, inconfident, not, let's just say not confident. I'm sorry, my brain's not working today, but being so not confident on myself. um so yeah, I think if you guys ever have that feeling where you don't like the person you are, and if having this thing where you think that, or if you're having this point in life where you think that your personality, your, like, you can't defend yourself, you don't understand how important self-love is, because self-love not only teaches you how to love yourself and make yourself feel better, it teaches you to present yourself in a way that others would be attracted. Because I have definitely seen a change in my lifestyle and changing the people I attract after I started being more confident in myself. I feel like my friends, families, around me, they are a lot different and more respectful because I can hold myself up. I hold myself, and I'm not the type to just be, oh, like I still, of course, have those moments of changing my personality, but when it comes to like some real stuff, I definitely take a stand for myself. I do definitely defend myself, sometimes a bit too much, but you know what, it's still a lot progress from what I used to be. And now I feel like I have the courage in me to walk away when, you know, I realize that I'm in danger. And that is literally like mental and physical, all of it. And so I think being, I don't know, I mean, the whole point of my conversation today is just like kind of my way of telling you guys, like, I'm very proud of who I am. And I might not be perfect. I still have those little, I still have issues with RSD. I still have issues with, you know, validation and everything. But that has gone down so much, or I should say like like my self validation, my self love has meant so much to me. It means like so much to me, so much more now. And so I think that's definitely something. If you feel like you're struggling, try that. Try that little things you do to yourself. Like, for example, another thing I do as self love for myself is I let myself feel upset. I let myself be down. I let myself take a day off. I let myself, you know, cry all I want to. I let myself make stupid decisions sometimes because here's the thing, if I don't let myself do all those things, who else? Like, if I don't control what I'm doing, someone else would, and that's unacceptable. I guess in a sense, I don't know if that really made sense, but I need to let myself do all those things because that just simply makes me, you know, that simply means I did that to myself and I gave myself permission to feel that. Because even before that, I didn't feel like anything I did was from my own, like, I gave myself permission for that. It was everyone else because I kept asking for permission from everyone else. So yeah, I hope that made sense, and I hope, you know, you look at yourself the way you would want others to look at you, because others won't. A lot of times it's sad, but other people probably won't look at you. And you need to tell yourself all the things you wish other people tell you, because end of the day, you're the only one who sticks around. You're the only one that's a constant in your life. You're the only one they can really depend on. And that means something. So why the hell would you not tell yourself? Sorry, my camera shut down because it got overheated, and I think my camera's just really overwhelmed, guys. Poor thing. But as I was saying, I really hope that you take self love more seriously, because end of the day, you are the only one you can depend on. And as much as people are there for you, of course, there's so many people in your life, there's so many people in my life that I can trust, but still, end of the day, I'm the only one that's going to remain a constant in my life. And I'm the only one whose validation, whose words should really mean a lot to myself, I guess. Um, and, you know, care for yourself. That's all that really matters. Let yourself have that day off. Let yourself cry. Let yourself make silly mistakes. Let yourself be the person you are. That whole word of let yourself gives you the permission to be how the way you want to be without anyone else, you know, anyone else's opinions, anyone else controlling, anyone else giving you that permission. Don't ask anyone else to let you be who you are. Ask yourself to let you to be who you are, I guess. So yeah, I hope this episode made some sense. And if you want to follow me on my social media, please do. And I will hopefully see you in the next week's episode. All right. Bye. Love you.